Hey guys, this is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a cool subject for ourselves today, but let's go ahead and jump right on it. What is our subject for today? Our subject for today is selling. Getting a 215 or a 214 license, what would be better? Well, let me tell you from experience. First off, guys, I've got a 214. When I got into insurance, I was told that, hey, Gary, all you need is a 214 and you can sell final expenses and annuities, because that's all you're going to need. Well, little did I know that if I would have been told the right thing, I would have been told I should have got a 215 or a 220 license. And the reason why is because, see, here's the thing. When you take your 215 license, you got to take a 60-hour course. You're going to have to pay about $55 for your application here in the state of Florida. And you're going to have to get your fingerprints, which is another $50. Then you're going to have to pay for your class. And when you go to take your classes, it can be up to $200. It could be a little bit less, depending on who you work with. And then you're going to have to sit for your license, which is going to roughly run you about another $50. That's a lot of money. But see, here's the thing. You know, I was one of these kind of guys. I listened. I didn't listen. And I didn't know that I needed to ask the question, well, should I get my 215 or my 220? Because see, some companies with the final expense, that's all they're into and that's all they're going to sell. So all you need is a 214. But here's the thing. What if the company, it doesn't work with them? What if they are not the company that fits best for you? You're going to go to other companies that are going to say, well, what have you got? And you're going to say a 214. They'll go, well, you got to go back to, you got to get your 215. Because see, what happens is if they need a minimum of a 215, you just lost an opportunity for a good job. And that means what you've done is you've spent your hard-earned time and money and you've invested it not as wisely as you should have. Now, if you're planning on doing only final expense, that's cool. But see, why cut yourself out of the opportunity to work for different companies? And if you do that, like I've done, I got a 214 and I had no idea that I needed these additional courses and classes and stuff. So I ended up struggling. And so in this regard, you know, in the past here recently, you know, not too long ago, I applied for a cool company and they said, great, you're the best thing since sliced cheese, but you ain't got a 215. I'm sorry. What you got to do is you got to go and find out what you got to do. And so I did. So I went and did my research because I'm sharing this. Remember, I told you my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all and things about selling. For you to go ahead and get the health portion of your life insurance, and to get a 215, it won't be a 215. It'll end up being just for the health portion of your license to get that. It's called a 240. And what you've got to do to get that 240 so that way you can work for a company that says you need a minimum of a 215 is you have to have at least a 214. And you've got, which is life and annuities, but you got to get the health portion, which is the 240 license. And what you got to do is, this is what you got to do, because I did my research. I called the state of Florida and asked them, hey, what do you do? And they go, I don't know. So what I did was I went online. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. They were nice. They gave me some basic information, but some of it that they gave me was not correct. Not to say they messed up, but I think the person that I talked to maybe misunderstood what I said. They didn't really seem like they want to talk to me. That's okay. So I did my research, and when I went online, I got a chance to talk to a good company, and they told me, well, what you need to do is you've got to go ahead and get the additional 240 course. Now, I've already spent 60 hours learning and doing everything to get that doggone 214. Now I've got to take an additional 40 hours. Now remember, I've already paid for my fingerprints in the past. I've already had my background check. I've already had the pre-test, the post-test, and I've done all the cool stuff that I needed to be able to have my 214 license to sell life insurance and annuities. Well, now for me to be able to work for a company that wants you to have a minimum of a 215 license, I got to take that 40-hour course. I've got to go ahead and pay out of pocket for the state of Florida, almost another $50 for them to tell me, yeah, you're okay, you can go take the test. Then now I've got to go spend another $50 to get my fingerprints done. And that's part of it. And then I got to take the state test, which is going to cost me another $44, $45. And it's questions. You got like 100 questions. You got like 2 hours to get it done. And on top of that, I have to pay for the course. And that can run you, what did I say, around $200 or a little bit less. So what I've done is I've taken a process and I looked at it. So what may have cost me in the beginning probably around about $450. It's now going to cost me almost $900, between $800 and $900. And not only that, I have to sit down. I've got to go back and study all this material. Now, you got to remember, when you're taking a course, they're going to give you a breakdown of a lot of information. So if you go to take your 215 course, you're going to have questions all peppered through your test when you go to take the state test. And it's a little bit easier because what you're doing is you're getting a bunch of information. They know that you're going to be taking the 215 test, which is going to give you the annuities, the life, and also the health portion. So they're going to make it a little bit, I would probably say, easier. But now I've got to go take this other test for a 240, which doesn't turn it into a 215, but it gives you the equivalency of having the 2 license so that they can say, okay, well, we can let you come work for us. Now, I don't know about you. I don't like to do extra work unless I get paid for it. I ain't getting paid for it, but this will give me the opportunity to make more money, because I just believe that, hey, listen, if you're going to get a license, you might as well get a good one, and a good one would be a 215 or a 220. Now, 220 would probably be the best, only because what it's going to give you is going to give you that be able to sell insurance for the houses, for cars. So if you've got the time to be able to do it, that would probably be the best license. Because I'll tell you, I can't even go work for a company that's a big reputable company because they ask me, what kind of license you got? Oh, you don't have a 220? All you got is a 214 or a 215? Well, that's good, but we need for you to be able to get your 220. So don't be crazy when you get your license, guys. You listen to me. Listen to somebody who's a real salesperson who deals with customers who's had issues. They're like tissues, they pop up. And I'm going to tell you what, you don't want somebody to tell you can't get a job because you don't have enough certification. You don't have enough license. And it's embarrassing because people want to hire me. I'm really good at what I do. I'm a great salesperson. And I know so are you. But I'm sharing this with you because this is what I ran into. It's not a good feeling to find out you don't have enough license. Now, if you're a person, if all you want to do is sell, final expense and annuities, that's great. That's cool. But see, what if you leave that company? And a lot of times people do because they don't get successful because they get leads. They got to spend a lot of money out of pocket. And they find out, dang, man, I ain't making no money, honey. What do I need to do? I need to check out another opportunity to see if somebody can maybe show me a better way. And in the past, not too long ago, I had applied for a company and they were real cool, real nice, great interview. We did real good. But then they broke it down for me. We need you to get your license as soon as possible. If you can't make it through this date, you don't get the opportunity. And it's been a while. This has been bothering me for a while. And, I'm getting another type of license right now in a different type of thing, for other stuff. But what I found out was I went back through some paperwork and stuff, and I was looking through some stuff, and I said, damn, man, let me talk about this, because there's going to be a salesperson just like you who's going to say, well, what do I need to get, a 214, a 215, or a 220, or a 240? What do I need to get? If I had to give you some advice, now I ain't no preacher, I'm more like a teacher. I like to teach. I'll tell you the stuff that most people don't tell you about. And a lot of times when people are wanting you to come on board, they'll tell you what you need to get as far as the minimum. Don't listen. Get as much license as you possibly can. Because, see, here's the thing. You're going to be sitting there studying anyway. You might as well go ahead and get that head full of good knowledge so that way when you go to take that test, sometimes it's easier to take a smaller test than it is to take a bigger test. And then you have to go, okay, I can sell this. But then what happens is if you would have got that big test, that 220 or that 215 license, you wouldn't have to go back and do, what I've had to do to get myself on track. To get a 214 license, in my opinion, was a waste. It was a waste. Only because I didn't know that in the future I might be able to have better opportunities. But without you knowing that, you don't know. They don't tell you because they want to get you started working. They want to make money. Brokers and people, they got to make money too. And if you are out there, you're just getting into the insurance business, listen to me, please. I'm not trying to be your daddy or your mama or anything like that, but I'm telling you from experience, if you get little, you get little. And that's all you're going to get. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I told you I'd tell you some things, good, the bad, and the ugly. And our subject for today is selling, getting a 215 versus a 214 license, insurance license. What would be a better way to go? If I had to do it all over again, instead of wasting more time and spending, remember, I already went through a 60-hour course, and now I've got to go to another 40-hour course to get an additional license, and that could be you right now. It's a pain in the hiney, because we got bills to pay, we got to sit down and restudy stuff, we got to learn. It ain't a big deal. It really isn't. But for me, it was kind of came at a really bad time when I was trying to make money, and in getting an opportunity to work with a good company, you may not ever get another chance to go back with that company because they'll look at you and think, well, we had a good interview, but you don't have the license, so they won't give you another chance. And it's not fair, but it's the reality. So if you're out there choosing and deciding what type of license you would like to get, I would get a 215. And in this regard, that way I'll have the health and life and the annuity portion. I don't have to go back and do all any studying. Now, if you're really smart, what you should do is possibly get a 220. And in this regard, this is going to really help you in the long run. Now, if you haven't done that, and if you got a 214 license like I've got, I'm going to have to go back and get the additional 40 hours. I'm going to have to go spend the extra money. That's going to cost me about another $500. And I'm going to tell you what, that sucks. And the time. So do yourself a favor. Get yourself a 215 license or above, a 220. And in this way, you ain't got to worry about what do I need to do? Where do I need to go? And see, you won't have this situation, which I've ran into time and time again. What's the matter? You only got a 214? We can't help you. But it was really nice talking to you. You're a great guy. That hurts. It really, really does. So what I'm sharing with you is you need to go out there and get your little education. You can do it online. Some places you can go to college and stuff like that and get those courses and take them there. But a lot of the stuff is online now. It's not so complicated. It'll work around your schedule and stuff. But if you got a really, really busy life, try to get it all done the first time. Take it from Gary Lee Stanley, your crazy sales guy. Don't wait and do it later. Get it all done now, because if you're trying to sell something, you want to have the capability of walking in there with your resume saying, hey, how are you doing today? And not be embarrassed because you've only got a portion of what you need to be successful. And I'm telling you from experience. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. If you ain't asking for the order, you ain't selling. And if you're out there trying to become a sales representative to try to sell things in the insurance industry, get the best license you can afford. And don't waste your time. Oh my gosh, I've wasted time. Now I've got to start all over again. You're going to have to start all over again. Get that 215 license so you'll have it. Don't let nobody tell you that you don't need it. And if you have the extra money and the extra time, which is not much more, and you have the gumption to want to get the best license, get your 220. And then you won't have to worry about, dang, what do I need to do? It sucks. I've got to go and get a 240, and I don't have the time right now. And I would love to have done that. Like I said a while ago, not too long ago, I applied for a company. I've applied for a few companies. And they asked me, what do you have as far as your insurance license? And it's embarrassing when you only say a 214. Oh, it's nice to meet you. We just can't help you. So do me a favor. Go out there and sell something. Don't get up frustrated. Don't get mad, because I've already done it for you, okay? I made the mistake, but what I'm doing is I'm sharing the truth with you. I told you I'd tell you stuff that nobody will tell you. So go out there and sell something, get your 215 license, so that way you can sell the health, even if you never use that portion of the license. You get it, so you got it. And if you're real smart, if you got the money and the time, get the 220, so that way you can cover all bases. It's real important. So my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Our question for today is, what's better, getting the 215 or the 214 life insurance license? You know what the answer is now. So go out there and get one, get you a 215 or above, and have a wonderful day. And if you got the 214, don't beat yourself up. It's okay. I already done that. Go ahead and spend the extra money, get the 40 hours of class, go ahead and pay the extra money, suck it up, and remember, tell the other people that are out there trying to get their insurance license the truth. It works if you work it. Go out there, fist bump, have a wonderful day. God bless you. Go out there and sell something. All right, insurance. 215 and 220 license. Yeah, that's a better idea. All right.